What's up, YouTube? I'm here doing my prediction video for UFC 194. Let's start at the bottom. The first fight is Court McGee versus Marciano Alexander Jr. And Marciano Alexander Jr. is a really good karate guy, but that's about it. I think that his style is one of those styles like Rory McDonald's where it takes a lot of energy to fight like that. And I don't think a lot of guys can. And I think you see it with guys like Rory McDonald and Marciano. It's hard to keep that type of pace for 3 rounds. I think Court McGee's style is really good counter to that. I think that his grinding forward pressure is really good. I think as long as Court McGee can get out of the first round, you'll see him really start to take over in the second and third. So I'm going to pick Court McGee. I think he'll probably get like a third round rear naked choke. He'll probably look bad early, but come second, third, he'll look much better. Next is John Makdessi versus Yancy Medeiros. And those are two strikers, and one guy is clearly the much better striker, and that's John Makdessi. This fight will be entertaining for as long as it lasts, but I think once Makdessi finds his range, he'll probably win by KO, so I'm going to pick Makdessi by second round knockout. Next is Joe Proctor versus Magomedov Umalostov. I think I said that right. I'm going to pick Magomedov. I think Joe Proctor's probably got a big advantage grappling-wise, but he doesn't really use his grappling that much. He likes to box, and I think that's his weakness, is that I think Magomedov is a much better striker, and we're going to see that in this fight. I think Magomedov will probably get stuff takedowns and win by knockout, probably early first, late second. I mean, late first, early second. Next is Leandro Santos versus Kevin Lee, and I know Kevin Lee's probably going to win this fight, but for some reason I just have this strange feeling Leandro Santos is going to pull off the upset. But if I was betting money, I would bet on Kevin Lee. But I'm going to pick Santos. I say Santos wins by like guillotine or something. I don't know what it is. I just have this feeling that Santos is going to get it. Next is Colby Covington versus Warlley Alvarez. And grappling-wise, these guys are probably about even, but the huge gap is in the striking. Warlley's the much, much better striker. Colby Covington's just a really good wrestler. I think Warlley, he's got the better takedown. I think his takedown defense is good enough to keep it on the feet, and like I said, I think there's a big gap striking-wise, so I'm going to pick Warlley Alvarez. I think he wins by knockout, probably in the first or second round. Next is Tecia Torres versus Jolie Jones. Let's just go with that. I think Jolie looks decent. I don't think she's great. I think she kind of, I don't know. It's hard to say just because she's only taking this fight 1 week notice, and I haven't seen a lot of footage on her. But this is crazy. Like, she's not going to beat Tecia Torres. This is too short of a notice to fight someone like Tecia Torres. Tecia Torres is going to do what she does in every fight. She's just going to use her karate to rack up points and hit takedowns here or there. This is probably not going to be a super entertaining fight, but Tecia Torres is going to get a 30-27 decision. Next is Uriah Faber versus Frankie Saenz. And Frankie Saenz is a really good wrestler, but that's about it. I don't think his striking is that great, and, I haven't really seen him on bottom. It's probably not a good jiu-jitsu game. They're basically just giving Uriah a top 15 guy because they need to keep giving him top 15 guys. I feel like, in the wrestling and jiu-jitsu aspect, Uriah is much better. Wrestling, they're probably, striking and jiu-jitsu, Uriah is much better. Wrestling, they're probably even. So I'm going to pick Uriah. I say he wins by guillotine probably, maybe rear naked choke. Like I said, it's just most of the aspects of this fight favor Uriah, so I'd be shocked if he lost. Next is Max Holloway versus Jeremy Stephens. And I don't know why Max Holloway isn't fighting somebody better. I feel like he should be fighting a top 3 guy at this point, because I think he's ranked like 4th, and he's on a 7-fight win streak. The most anyone's ever won without getting a title shot was 8. So it would be really shocking if Max Holloway didn't get a title shot after this. I know Frankie Edgar, they don't want to give it to him for some reason. So I'm going to pick Holloway. I think that he just is more well-rounded. Jeremy Stephens is just sprawl and brawl. I think Max Holloway can fight anywhere. I think he has a much better pace. He throws a much higher volume. I'm going to say he wins by guillotine, probably end of the second. Next is Damian Maia versus Gunnar Nelson. And striking-wise, it's a big advantage for Gunnar, but I think we've seen Gunnar, he's not impossible to take down. I think that's his biggest weakness, is that he's not easy to get taken down, but you can definitely take him down. It's not like he has a super high takedown defense. And I think Damian Maia will be able to win at least 2 of the 3 rounds. I think there's a big gap in their jiu-jitsu. I think no, it's one of those things where Maia is just much better than everybody else. As long as he's not tired, he'll probably be able to win ground exchanges. and I think he'll be able to win the first 2 rounds and then just survive the third. So I'm gonna pick Maia by 29-28 decision. Next is Jacare Souza versus Yoel Romero, and I almost wish this fight wasn't happening because I want both these guys to fight Chris Weidman, but one of them is gonna obviously lose this fight and then have to work their way back up, and then it's gonna be like, oh, like the Root Rockhold thing, where it's like it's almost not as interesting because Weidman's already beaten Belfort. I'm gonna pick Souza just because Yoel Romero's shown that he, as good as his wrestling is, he's been taken down before. I think if Souza takes him down, he's not getting back up. He's going to get submitted. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think Souza's going to time a takedown and win by submission. Next is Chris Weidman versus Luke Rockhold. And I think these guys have the exact same style, but Weidman's just better. I think we've seen it. Luke Rockhold, I think, is, he throws a bit more kicks and stuff, but I just feel like Weidman's got the better wrestling. Rockhold's probably got a little bit better jiu-jitsu, and then striking-wise, they're probably about even, but I think Weidman's just got more power. Like I said, overall, I just think Weidman's just got the better everything. So I'm going to pick Weidman by probably 3rd round TKO. Next is Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor, the big one, obviously. I think this fight is going to be a lot like the Frankie Edgar fight with Jose Aldo. I think it's going to be Jose Aldo's going to win the first 2. McGregor's going to win 4 and 5, and then the third could go either way. Do I think McGregor's going to win by knockout? I think he could in the 4th or 5th. I doubt it, though, just because Aldo's never been finished. You never know. Aldo's been in a lot of wars. Like, people forget that Chad Mendes fight. I think that was the first time he ever got dropped in his career, and he got dropped like 2 or 3 times in that fight. I haven't seen it recently, so I might be wrong, but I know he got dropped at least like once or twice. So I'm going to pick McGregor by split decision. Like I said, I think this will be like the Frankie Edgar fight. I think this could be really close. I think it's because Jose Aldo's biggest weakness has always been that he fades in the 4th and 5th. And I don't see any reason why just because he's fighting Conor that's going to change. He's fought a lot of tough people that I felt like he's faded against. Like against Chad Mendes, I thought Chad won that fight too. I thought that came down to the 5th, and I thought Chad edged it. But that one wasn't as bad. I thought that was close. But I'm just saying, I think McGregor's going to get it by just a hair. A really, really close fight. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. And I know the Ultimate Fighter finale is also this weekend. Like I said, I'm waiting until Wednesday because the card's not final until the last episode. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.